morning. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Jen and welcome to Rise and Shine Yoga. Take these socks out of my pocket. Always set yourself up for success by taking your socks out of your pocket. We are going to get started very shortly. And you're going to pick the position of your choice, as always, to get started. Whether that's seated, laying down, sitting up, in a chair, on a couch, in a bed, whatever it happens to be. Some people really like to start laying down. Some people really don't like starting laying down. So you can pick whatever makes you happy. There are so few things in life that you can actually choose to make yourself happy, so pick what you can. Taking a few minutes, as always, to catch your breath. Put yourself in the proper mindset for yoga or stretching or whatever you want to call what we're doing this morning. Take some time to kind of do a body scan. Take your time. Think of what you're grateful for this morning. Whatever gets you out of the work-life mindset and into the yoga mindset. So I'll spend 2 minutes nice and quiet while you can do that, and then we'll get started. All right, so hopefully we're all ready to go. Hopefully everybody feels good. And hopefully that'll only improve over the next 43 minutes or so. Okay, so we are all going to lay on our mats. And all you're going to do is straighten out your legs and bring one arm into a cactus-like position. And I'll tell you, I did arms yesterday and chest, and coming in this position takes some effort. So if you're one of those people like me that's like, stretching out those pecs is taking some time, ease into it. If you're like, I got this, then that's fine. Stay there. You can adjust your position up and down, find the position that works well for you. Saying this is intense. for me. I'm just going to hold it here for a couple seconds. And then if you want to kind of move up and down in that, I'm doing my hand motions for turning lanes in a car, or changing lanes, I should say, or turning at a stoplight, kind of going through that range. Do one more up and one more down on this side. And then let's go to the other side. Oh. And then up and down. So everyone's yoga journey is different, and everyone should be doing yoga or stretching of some kind, because no matter what you're doing in your life, you're going to be tight and sore somewhere. One more each way. All right, let's do both arms at the same time if possible. And just hold it here and breathe. And let's go through that range of motion, forward and back. One more time up, one more time down. And then hug those knees in. And look to the right side. Just drop your head to one side. And drop the head to the other side. Come back to the center. Grab behind your thighs. And let's rock up and down 2 or 3 times and then sit on up. Okay, next we're gonna transition ourselves, so we're sitting on our heels. Right, hands down, just come forward and come back, sweeping those hands all the way forward, all the way back. When you come out in front, stay there. Walk those hands a little bit to one side. And the other. Back to the center, roll it up, bring those arms all the way behind, and then kind of make them a little bit of a diagonal to one side. Body staying still. And the other side. Come back to the center. Bring those hands to your thighs. They'll look one way. And the other way. Come back to the center. Look diagonal up to one side of the room. Really pointing that chin. And then the other way. Come back to the center and come in to tabletop. We're just going to shake those hips side to side. And then just bring them to the right side and just hold them there. And kind of look off to the right. And the same off to the left. Come back to the center. Take your right leg back. Stretch out that calf. Sometimes you really don't even know what's like tight and sore on you until you had to go through a full body stretch. Now let's lift it up, cross it behind, and kick it back. Really lean back. Really stretch out that hip and glute. Okay, let's switch it to the other side. Just kick back that foot, calf stretch. And then come up and push back. Come back to the center. We're going to sit back on our heels, bring our hands behind us, and push that belly button up towards the sky. Stretching out the front of the legs. And release. Come on back up to your knees. Take one leg. Bring that to the side. And just put those hands on the ground. And just lean forward, inner thigh stretch. Okay, bend that knee, And let's switch it over to the side. You really want to try to hold these stretches until you feel something kind of release. Sometimes you kind of hold on a little bit. Muscles are tight, and then you can kind of feel and release, and then you drop more into the stretch. So if you can hold it that long, that's great. But at the very least, you want to hold it for 10 seconds. Okay, release. Let's sit back and do a hamstring stretch one at a time. So one leg in, one leg out. Adjust. And walk those hands forward. If you can reach your foot, beautiful. I applaud you. If you can't, you're just like me. Which is not a good thing or a bad thing, it's just a thing. And seeing they were trying to hold it enough that you almost feel something release. And it's really something you have to really actively pay attention to. It's not like you're dropping into another gear where you just go down. It's small little movements. Let's switch it out. Okay, beautiful. Bring those legs both to the center. Hug one knee in, and let's spinal twist. Doesn't matter which leg you're doing because we're going to do both. Remember, we're sitting up nice and tall all the time here with these twists. And twist the other way, the same leg. Come back to the center. Switch legs. Big hug in. Spinal twist. And the other one. And then come back to the center and bring both those soles to touch. And then lean forward. Beautiful. Bring one hand to the outside of the knee. Bring the other hand to the outside of the knee, and push those knees together. Let's bring those legs out to the side. and come on to your belly. All the way down. Bring one arm up, bring the other arm up to a sphinx. Stretch out that low back. Stretch out those abs. Maybe that's what's tight on you today. Maybe it wasn't your legs, maybe it wasn't your chest, maybe it wasn't your arms, maybe it's your low back and abs. And if we get to a point in your body where you're like, oh, I really think I should stay here and stretch, then stay here and stretch. And look one way. And middle. And the other way. Come back to the center. And push yourself up to all fours. You're going to take your right leg and kick it back. Do some ankle circles. And switch direction. And then bring that knee in. Bring that foot down in front. Roll on up. And walk that foot to the outside of the mat. And then bring your hands down. And lean on in. You can kind of drop that knee a little bit off to the side if that feels okay. And then let's bring that foot back to the starting point. Let's take the other leg, bring it up. Let's do some circles. One way and then the other way. Bring that knee in. Pop that foot in front. Wiggle it a little bit to one side or the other. And then lean on in. And that foot can drop, that knee can drop off a little bit if it feels okay. Come back to the center, and you're going to lay on your back. I'm just going to turn my mat this way for the next few minutes. And let's lay on our backs. We're going to go through a figure four stretch first. So let's take our right leg, cross it over our left. Let's point those toes up towards the ceiling and take your hand and push ever so slightly to open up that figure four a little bit more. Okay, Maria, release that hand. And grab behind the bent knee, lift that foot up in the air, and let's just relax our head and neck. Let's bring that foot, so they're both at 90-degree angles. Both the knees are at 90-degree angles, and both the feet are pointed up to the ceiling. Let's hold it here. other side, cross your left leg over your right. Point those toes to the ceiling. And take your hand and push ever so slightly. All right, let's grab behind that thigh. Come on up, relax that head. And then bring that knee bent to 90, feet up towards the ceiling. Everything is 90 degrees. Ankles are at 90 degrees, knees are at 90 degrees. And then release. Bring both feet on the ground and just drop your knees to one side. We're going to do some work on bridge today. Drop those knees to the other side. And back through center. So let's do a little quick bridge refresher. So our feet are on the ground, shoulder width or hip width apart. We're tilting our pelvis in, so we have our pelvis here and we're tilting it. And then we're lifting those hips off the ground. If we're going to be staying up here, we're going to tuck our shoulder blades under and put our hands under. If we're just coming up for a couple seconds, we're just going to come on down and then tilt that pelvis back to our normal position. So that's what we're going to do for our bridge. So let's just come up and hold it here first for a couple seconds. So just tuck your shoulder blades under. You can bring your hands underneath it. Just kind of enjoy the bridge and figure out how your glutes are feeling today. And then we'll go from there. So we're going to lift it up. Shoulder blade, hands. And I'm not holding my breath. I have enough room between my chin and my chest. One more breath. And then release those hands and bring those hips down. Okay, I would like you to bring one knee to one side and one knee to the other side. And we're going to do those kind of little hip lifts in this kind of butterfly cobblers position. So our hands can be on our belly or they can be on the ground. It's up to you, but I want your hips and glutes to be doing the work here, not your hands pushing up. So all I'm going to do is just kind of lift a little bit and back down. So I'm going up like that much, itty bitty bits. And we're going to do 10 of those. We're going to come up, hold it for a second, and come back down. Saying you can have your hands here, you can have your hands here, you can be wherever you want to be. All right, so let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these glute activation exercises. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Take those hands, bring those knees back to center. Take one leg, cross it over the other. we're going to do single leg bridges. If this is too much, put the other leg on the ground, no problem whatsoever. So I'm going to adjust the placement of my foot that's on the ground to make sense to what I need to for my center of balance. And this other leg is just kind of be dead weight. Just kind of hold them here. It's not really doing anything. It's this stabilizing leg. Let's do it all the work. Same thing, 10 repetitions holding for about a second at the top. Hands can be on the ground or on your belly or behind your head or wherever they feel like being. Let's lift up for 1. 2, this one has a bigger range of motion than the cobbler's position. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Beautiful. Switch it out. Other side. This leg is just dead weight here. Adjust the position of your other foot. Adjust your hands wherever they need to be. And let's go for 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Beautiful. Bring both feet on the ground and bring those knees to make a little tent. Tuck your shoulder blades under. And just take a couple seconds here. All right, walk those feet back to the center. Open up those knees. Let's lift up to a bridge, and then we're going to walk our feet out, out, in, in. So to the left and right and back in. So out, out, in, lead with the other side. If you want your arms down on the ground for support, it'll make it feel a little more comfortable for you. If you don't need it, you don't need it. We're going to do 2 more, one leading with one side and the other leading with the other. And then drop those glutes and stretch out those legs. 3 deep breaths. Bring those feet back in. We're going to do one more time, this time going forward, forward, back, back. Okay, and lift up that bridge. Walk forward, forward, back, back. Other leg leads, trying to keep those hips the same height the whole time. Two more. And then drop drop those hips. Roll onto your side. Pick a side, any side. And we're just gonna support our head here for a second. And we're gonna do some rainbows. So just as a refresher, when you start our rainbows, you're gonna relax your head on the ground or on your arms so we have a nice neutral spine. But we have our foot in front, and we're gonna go up, over, and down behind. And hopefully I won't hit anything. Nope, we're good. Okay, so 1 and back is 1 repetition, and we're going for 10. So relax your head and neck. Bring the top leg in front, and let's come up, over for 1, over for 2, trying to keep the rest of your body as still as possible. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Bring that foot behind, bend that knee, quad stretch. Release that leg. You know the drill. Flip on over, other side. Relax that head and neck. Top leg out in front. And let's go for 1, 2, 3. This is 4. And 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Beautiful. Oh, 10. Bring that leg behind. Quad stretch. And release. Let's roll on up to a seated position. Do a little time check. All right, we have enough time. Bring both knees in. Big hug. Drop the head. Bring that head up, and we're just going to push yourselves forward a little bit, coming into a toe stand and rolling up. We are going to do some forward leaning one leg balance, and then we're ready to do our Shavasana. Okay, so we're picking a side, any side, and we are deciding whether we want to do our balance as such, our balance as such, or balance, ooh, and hit your cabinet or your shelf or whatever forward as such. You decide what level you're going to do it. I'm going to switch my mat, so I'm actually going forward and backwards so I don't hit things. But we're going to do 10 each side, and then we're done. Feel free to have something there for your balance. All right, so 10 forward and back, just nice and slow and control, nothing crazy. And when you've done 10 on one side, do 10 on the other. So everyone's going to be going a little bit different pace depending on where your position of your leg is. Okay, so I'm going to pick leg 1, and I'm going to go my own pace. On your mark, get set, go. You can really see how your balance is doing today. Now when that side has reached 10, go right over into the other side. When you are done, you're going to make your way down into your Shavasana position of choice. And we have 3 minutes that we're going to be down there for. Put on my little hood so I'm nice and comfortable. And if there's something that you want to do in class that we didn't, you can use this time now to do it. And then you can just add your Shavasana on to the end. slowly wiggle those fingers and toes. Roll onto the side of your choice. And use that top arm to push yourself up to seated. Take a second here. And then slowly open your eyes. Awesome work. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you feel a little bit more engaged in your day or engaged in your night. Have a wonderful evening or morning or day or whatever you got going on. And I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.